You're watching Tea and Poetry with Dave Steele, the blind poet.
I am here.
Hey, there we go. I
I
can't
am
see
here.
you, but I can hear you.
That is correct. And that is the way we are going to go this evening.
That's no problem. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. And I wish everyone out there a happy New Year. It's great to be back. We missed everyone over the last several weeks since we went on a little bit of our hiatus, if you want to call it, our annual time to take a breather. Hopefully the holidays were great for everyone. And it's great to be back. I missed Tea and Poetry quite a bit, and
Yeah, definitely missed it.
It definitely missed it. 2021 was quite a incredible year on many different levels, and we've really grown this community. We were able to get quite a bit out there as far as with Dave Steele, the blind poet, and
Barry, sorry, I just interrupt you just 1 second.
Yes,
Can we?
of course.
Sorry, I just wanted to a request from earlier, and you always told me to remind you. Can make sure we can get the captions on.
Yes. Let me do that right now. Thank you so much for that. Here we go. Thank you. Okay, they are on. So perfect. Thank you. It's something that I want to do. We want to be as inclusive as possible, and sometimes it just slips our mind. So thank you. That's a great week to start. In any event, what I was saying is 2021 was maybe a difficult year, for people, with COVID. But I want to say, first and foremost, health is number one. And we were fortunate to have good health in 2021. It allowed us to really accomplish and do some, amazing work out there with and for the sight loss community. And I just want to say, going forward, our goal is to only strengthen that. This Tea and Poetry is a wonderful place for people to come to not just hang out, but to interact. We're here for the community, and I really want to stress that. So we have a lot of exciting things in store for 2022. I know it's so weird to say 2022, but it's here, and so looking forward to being part of this. So thank you, Dave, for everything that you do. And I also just want to say that over the next hour or so, we are going to be talking everything about sight loss. We're going to be hearing some poetry from Dave. We encourage everyone to please interact, raise your hand, like our good friend Travis, who I can't wait to bring into the conversation. And you have a couple of ways to get our attention. One is you can raise your hand, like Travis already has his hand up. Number two, you can post in the chat, or number three, you can put in the Q&A. So thank you, Sedona Dave, coming to us from Sedona, Arizona, for posting there. And how are things doing on your side? What was it like? How are the holidays at the Steele family?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a kind of a nice, quiet family Christmas and New Year. As you rightly said, it's always nice to take a break and take a step back. I think we all need to remember the kind of value of doing that. I know you're like this as well, Barry, but I'm the same. I get wrapped up in my work so much that sometimes I forget to kind of take a break, and it can have an effect on our health and our mental health, and it's nice to kind of have those little downtime periods. But at the same time, I really missed it. I really miss, I've been waiting when we kind of brought the new year in. You've got New Year's Day, and then kind of there was a bank holiday here in the UK, so it was kind of like a long weekend, and I was just kind of waiting for things to kind of start back up again. As you rightly said, we've got so much going on for this year that is some big announcements again, and obviously, the main thing at the moment from my side is the launch of Austin's Amazing Adventures, and now seeing people receiving their books and hearing some incredible stories from people already, from their experiences with the book. And obviously we're going to see more of that as we get them into the schools. it's it's going to be an incredible 2022. I can't wait to have my return to America confirmed ASAP. Which obviously we've got a few things in the pipeline for that at the moment, so we're just kind of waiting to get going, and I'm ready. I'm raring to go.
Well, I know that the gears are set in place; they're in drive, and it's going to be there's always that path that meanders and curves and ups and the downs and all that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where 2022 takes us and everyone out there. It's
And on the COVID side as well, we're seeing some really positive things from this side. There's been announcements today here in the UK that they are loosening the restrictions on travel. So you don't have to do a COVID test on return to the UK now. You don't have to do a PCR test and all that kind of thing as well. So there's a lot that everything's kind of getting eased now. Touch wood, we are going to be getting on with life, and things are going to become a lot easier for all of us.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Things right now here in the U.S. are a little bit nuts as far as all the COVID cases, but I think that things are, while they may be, the caseloads may be a little bit crazy. I think that we are seeing here more of a very watered down COVID, if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're a little bit ahead of you, on the curve with the Omicron, and the way it seems to be is that it is obviously more transmissible, and there's a lot more people getting it, but it's a lot less severe, and not many people are being hospitalized. The only problems we're having at the moment is there's a lot of people, because of the current restrictions of having to isolate and things like that are off work. So I think eventually what they're going to have to do is kind of change those restrictions, because it's a lot less severe. You can catch a cold, you can catch lots of germs off people, and it's getting to be like that. So we just need to kind of loosen the restrictions a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we've had pretty loose restrictions here in the U.S., as you know, and you got to personally experience. But things are a little crazy. The reason why I do not have my camera on today is that I am a little bit under the weather. Since we're talking about all these things, no, I am a little bit under the weather, and I've decided that I'm going to go incognito today. So
yeah, no, well, yeah, as I said to you before, be well, and I think that health is the first thing. I'm just looking at the attendee list. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces back with us to start the first Tea and Poetry of the year. I'm so excited because this is
new faces.
Yeah, this is our safe place as well. This is we kind of announce things here, don't we? A lot of things we're working on. So this is our tribe, as Alison says, and I'm really looking forward to sharing with all you guys that are here some of the amazing things that we're going to be doing this year. And believe me, we've got some incredible things in the pipeline waiting to happen.
We do. It's great. It's great. It's great time. It's great time. So, have you been doing any writing over the holidays?
Of course I have. Of course I have. That never stops. That never stops. I've been writing. I've got some new poetry to share with you. I always like putting a little theme into these hours of Tea and Poetry. So with it being the first year, what I'm going to do is we're going to fit in as much poetry as we can, probably a little bit more than usual this evening or this afternoon for you guys. I want to share with you some of the new stuff that I've written over the last couple of weeks, and also a couple of my favorites from the last year as well. And as far as you guys getting interactive, what I'd really love, we've been talking about our kind of plans for this year and the hopes and everything else. Everyone kind of makes New Year's resolutions, and they tend to kind of go go wayward by the side in a very short time for most people. But I don't want to talk about New Year's resolutions. I want to talk about hopes. I want to talk about what you would really hope for in your own lives and those people around you for this year. So have a little think about that. You can put your answers in the Q&A, and I would love as many of you to come on. I know we've got some very familiar faces, so I want you trying to get as many people being interactive as possible coming on and saying hi with your hopes and anything that you'd like to see this year. I'm looking at the list here. We've got people from across
All over
Europe,
the world, all over the world.
Italy, Australia, UK, America, everywhere. So yeah, I want to get as many people on today as possible. But I would like to start with a piece of poetry, as always. This is one that I wrote about a week ago, and actually, this is a really rare piece for me. And I'll tell you why it's a rare piece. It's rare because not once in this piece of poetry does it mention blindness, low vision.
Okay.
But it will resonate with everyone. And I think it's a really good kind of, when I posted this about a week ago, someone said that's going to be my mantra for this year. So it's a really kind of, it's a thing that, can really inspire you to kind of get up and go. And it's entitled Be Bold.
Be bold.
I'll be bold. I'll read this for you.
I got my pencil in my hand, ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. The things that we go through in life, the pains of yesterday, remind us we can cope despite whatever comes our way. For I have learned from memories burned and the scars upon my skin. I've survived and stayed alive, didn't let the darkness win. Spent years without a home and people who weren't there for me. I lost myself at times and drowned in my anxiety. But every time I found a way to make it out of there and built a piece of armor for tomorrow's pain prepare. I've realized those nights I cried for somewhere else to be. The only thing I needed was the strength that's here in me. Don't underestimate what's great about the you are. And all life's doors you thought were shut were only just ajar. So push it open wide, don't hide from all the doubts you hold. Today's the day, you'll find a way. Be confident, be bold.
Be confident, be bold, and do not hide. Yeah, that's I think that don't hide and be confident, be bold. I think to me, sort of, really says what this piece is all about. And I think everything that we try to discuss and share with everyone here, we try to be bold. We try to do things differently. We try to stand out. We try and encourage everyone out there to be bold, to stand out, to, put things out there to the universe, go through and push yourself to break down those barriers, and, don't hide, put things out there. I've said this many times. I always go back to this, is that, we're scared to do things, right? All of us, just in our nature, we're scared to do certain things, right? That are out of our comfort zone. But I know, and it's been proven time and time again, that when we put ourselves in uncomfortable situations where we're pushing ourselves, where we want to get past and we want to break down a barrier, when we put ourselves in those vulnerable situations, we are only strengthening ourselves. So it's something that it's hard to sometimes grasp, and in no way it's something that, it's uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable means that you're growing, that you're making yourself a stronger person. So whatever challenges a person is faced with, putting themselves out there, pushing themselves forward, will help them be a more stronger and more bolder individual.
Absolutely. I think we always start the new year with a sense of optimism. Every year we always set ourselves, goals and challenges and resolutions. And, I think it's a good thing to kind of take that momentum into every day and go and attack the day. Be bold, be confident, be brave, and know that actually from our scar, as it says in that poem, from the pains of yesterday remind us we can cope despite whatever comes our way. And that's something that I live my life by. It's knowing that we can look back on the things that we've already been through. Everything that we've been through, just take the pandemic, for an example, everything that we've all been through, because we've all had our little individual stories and trials and things that have happened over the last couple of years and in our lives. And if we remind ourselves that we survived all that, and we're still going, it gives us that that impotence to go forward and really know that we can face whatever comes our way.
Absolutely. So it's so true. It really is. So go out there,
Let's get
be
some people
bold.
on. I want to hear from, raise your hand, press that button. I know we've got Travis out there, but I want to hear others as well. Raise your hand. Let us know about what your hopes are for this year. I'd really love to hear from people.
I'm going to bring Travis on.
Let's do that.
Hold on one second. Travis, you're coming right on. Travis.
You are listening to live team coverage right here, right now on TM Poetry Radio, brought to you by the Home Depot, featuring craft-made cabinetry. How doers get more done. The Low Vision Shop, now open in Miami, Florida, and these sponsors.
Beautiful. Travis, how are you?
Travis, we missed you.
Hey guys, it's so good to be back.
It is great to be back.
Year.
Hey, happy prosperous new year to all of you too. Sorry I couldn't participate last December. The last month was busy, from dating with my BFF to Allison's and our Christmas party to doctor's appointments.
I want it to be at Allison's Christmas party. That sounds amazing.
Oh my goodness, just a lot going on where I couldn't participate just because of what came up before Christmas and all. So.
Well, you were sorely missed. You were sorely missed.
Thanks. Yeah. But yes, no, everything is going great. It's so good to be back. And I hope everyone had a great Christmas and everything.
Thank you. Did you have any I know you spend a lot of time with your BFF. I mean, what were the holidays like for you?
Fantastic. I got the gifts I wanted this past year.
Nice.
Like a fleece blanket. I got some, chocolate from my BFF with a nice card and a bracelet. Plus, I got what I asked for, the Apple AirPod Pros.
Oh, nice.
I've got those. Very nice.
Oh my gosh, you can change the noise cancellation modes and you can skip songs now easily, everything.
And I'll tell you something that's really good for them as well. Transparency mode is really great for kind of hearing what's going on around you while you're still listening to music.
It's good to know it's there because what if I'm in a lecture or something? That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So how are things doing at the Home Depot?
As a matter of fact, they're doing great. And not only that, the reason why I was talking about the cabinetry, because our family is going to be embarking on a major kitchen reno this coming year.
Nice.
And in fact, we just ordered our cabinets as of today.
Very nice. From the Home Depot?
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. I hope you were able to get an employee discount.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Actually, we don't get employee discounts, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. No, really?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but
we need to write to the Home Depot for Travis.
Is that just a company policy? No employee discounts?
It's the company policy,
okay.
Unfortunately. But nope, we got the cabinets we wanted, so we're going to be in the planning stages. Our cabinets are going to be cut in from 12 to 13 weeks, so we won't get them until spring.
Yeah, everything's very slow these days.
Yep.
Are things still backed up as far as overall like appliances and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, certain appliances definitely are backed up.
Yeah, it's like that all over the place. It's just
it's a nice feeling when you get things like that done. When you have kind of some renovations or new things. We actually had just around the Christmas time, we had new flooring put in downstairs in our hall and in our dining room and kitchen. And it was like kind of nice new wooden flooring, and it was so nice to kind of have that all fresh and nice, especially for the holiday period. My guide dog Christopher isn't loving it though because he's not used to the kind of he's not used to the slidey kind of the floors. He's skating across there on his claws.
Oh,
yeah, Travis, when are you going to bring your BFF on here, TM Poetry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's difficult to know because usually she works on Wednesdays typically.
Okay. Well, please let her know. What is your BFF's name so I can properly address her?
Kelly.
Kelly, that's right. Kelly.
I would love to have Kelly on in the future at some point. Travis, we've got to ask you before you go, what is if you had a hope for 2022, what would your hope be?
Well, I'll tell you what my big hope is. I think very soon, sometime, I could be getting my own place.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. That's a really great one.
Wow.
Yeah, love that. Love that. And you'll have to have a housewarming or apartment warming party, and we'll all come.
That sounds. You know what? That sounds good. I'll
We
be
could
keeping you
do
guys in
tea
the
and
loop.
poetry live from your new place.
There you go.
Yeah,
And
that's
heck,
great.
maybe because since I'll have an air fryer, maybe I'll air fry something for you guys.
Sounds great.
It does sound great. That's great. I wish you luck. Is that something that's very imminent, or something that it's you started the process?
Well, I did the majority of the application, so something could happen very soon, maybe this spring, but I think something could happen very soon.
That's great. I'm sure you're excited about that. Very
Yes,
exciting.
I am. And just a quick FYI, I just want to bring up one thing because I had
Sure.
mentioned, my own place in the air fryer front.
Yes.
For those who want a good air fryer for the blind, visually impaired, and if they want the analog controls, the TOA 60 is the one to get.
Say it one more time. The what? Which one?
The TOA 60 by Cuisinart is the one to get.
Oh, Cuisinart.
Listen,
Okay.
Travis, I think we spoke about this before the holidays. I really think 1 week on Tea and Poetry, we need to do almost like a Travis corner, a recommendations of accessible tech.
I like that.
And you can have your own little spot on Tea and Poetry where we talk about some of the products that you sell at Home Depot that you would really recommend for people that are visually impaired or blind.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think someone just congratulated me, I think just now. I think on get my future place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who was
Absolutely.
that?
Yes. That was Jennifer.
Jennifer, thank you so much. It's good to
Yeah.
hear from you. And I hope you're having a prosperous new year, Jennifer.
Yeah. Travis, you like that idea? Travis is like, we'll come up
Yes.
with some. Yeah. Okay.
we
I
should.
love it.
That's a great idea.
We will. I think we're going to. We'll talk more about that offline. But I think
we will.
We will be in touch via email or text at some point for sure.
Absolutely. You know where to reach me. Absolutely.
Thank you, Travis.
Awesome.
Not a problem
Thank
at all,
you.
everyone.
Be well. So
you
good
next
to
week.
hear from you.
Stay with us, obviously.
You too.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. So that's great. So much happening there from Travis. So happy to hear that.
What it's all about.
Yep. I do want to go through here some of the things in the chat. Got a lot going on here. Robert said to begin my career as an adaptive technology instructor with an internship at my college. Based on the presentation, it sounds like you did last year. That was a great presentation. Fantastic work,
Yeah,
Robert.
absolutely.
Let's see, we have here Maria wishing us good evening, and Dave wishing us a happy new year. Maria comes to us all the way from Italy, right? And yeah, and Jennifer's got some.
I'd love to have Maria come on and speak. I've not actually had the pleasure of speaking to Maria yet, and I don't know, if she's feeling confident enough. I know she does speak English, but obviously it's like a third or fourth language. She speaks a few different languages, and she loves chatting to me on LinkedIn in English. But if she'd come on and say hi. I would love that to happen. Also, I'm going to put in a request, actually. I know Bailey's out there, and I did want to talk about Austin's Amazing Adventures. And I know Bailey has her copy and has had it for a few weeks now. So if Bailey would come on and give us an update on what she thinks of the book and what her nephew, Braden, thinks of the book, I would love that as well. So Bailey, if you're interested in doing that, raise your hand.
Raise those hands. Please do not be shy. Dave, give a little a plug for the book. If someone does not have the book, if someone does not have Austin's Amazing Adventures, where do they go to get the book?
Holding it right here. For those people that have no useful vision, I'm holding a copy of Austin's Amazing Adventures. It is a big book in large print with image descriptions on the front cover. It has a beautiful illustration by the very talented Sue Green of Austin, who is my son. in blue denim jeans with a red t-shirt with a big blue A on it, a kind of denim coat stroke jacket, and he's walking down a street with his best friend, his guide dog Joe, in full harness, and behind them is a picket fence with some rose bushes and a house. It is available via theblindpoet.net, theblindpoet.net, and what I'm suggesting people do is go and order yourself a copy, but also order another copy and donate it to your local school. The whole idea with these books is that we get them into schools. They're going to be used here in the UK and in the States as part of lessons to teach inclusivity, to help children with low vision and blindness. And not just that, but different challenges and disabilities all round within mainstream schools, help them feel less isolated, more understood, and give characters within these stories that they can relate to. So that is what it's all about. There's lots of extra kind of teaching material for the schools as well. So buy a copy, donate it to your local school as well. And also there's a free audio version, which is going to be being sent out to every single person that buys a copy of the book as well. So, and there's lots more to come with it as well. In fact, I just finished book 2 literally a couple of days ago, writing that, which I sent to Barry. Barry's probably had his first read. Book 2 is looking like it's going to be amazing, and that's going to be released towards the end of this year as well. But yeah, go to theblindpoet.net.
Only the illustrator can draw as fast as you write.
You know what? That's what she said to me. She actually sent me a message, and she said, if only I could draw as quick as you kind of string together these words. And but although I do string them together quickly, a lot of thought and time goes into the process. And so it's especially with this second book. This second book is going to be very impactful, not just within the low vision community, but right across the board because of what it's about. But I'm not going to give any spoilers. You'll just have to wait for book 2. So if Bailey would,
Bailey's hands up. I'm going to bring on right now. Perfect. Excellent. Bailey, you're coming right on.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I know. I'm glad I have a teacher work day today, so I get to come on.
Are you in work?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, great.
And how's it going there?
It's good. Kids come back tomorrow, so
okay, so
it'll be crazy.
Kind of, prep, getting ready for them all coming back, and it's going to be crazy, and all of the new term germs and everything else that you got to kind of deal with. And
can't wait.
So how was your holidays?
It was really good. Just did a lot of nothing a lot of the time, which is nice to be able to do. That's a perk of working in the schools.
And I saw you. Did you do some traveling as well? You were somewhere beautiful.
I did. It was in Oklahoma. There's a lot.
Ooh.
Not anything against Oklahoma. I was born and raised there. There's a lot prettier places in the U.S. besides Oklahoma, but we did find a pretty spot there in Broken Bow. It was really pretty. Good hike.
It did look like an album cover.
You know who was also in Oklahoma for the holidays? Barb Calhoun was also in Oklahoma.
She was,
really?
Yeah. I don't know if she was in Oklahoma City. I don't know where she was exactly, but I know she drove out to Oklahoma. And she was there.
Small world.
Yeah.
So Bailey, I've got to ask you, obviously you've had the book for a little while now. I'm sure Braden's kind of seen it. I know, you were talking about how useful it's going to be for you with work and things like that. How's it kind of going with it? What's now you've had it for a little while. What's your thoughts?
So when I opened it, I was looking through it. And I really love how, so when you open it up, don't let me spoil anything, but I was going to talk about the images. Okay.
Yeah.
So
talk about that. Fine.
You have the full image on one side. So like on the left-hand side, I think. And then
Mhm.
on the adjacent page, you have what would be seen through someone's eyes if they have RP. And I thought that was so cool. Because that's also, yeah, it's also a good conversation piece too, because kids are going to ask, well, why is it like that? And then that just opens the door for communication. And as a speech therapist, I do a lot of language therapy. So, you know, what kids comprehend and what they express themselves. And so we do a lot of, you know, why is this happening? And what does this mean to you? And I'm usually coming up with those questions myself, just off the top of my head. But in the book, there's pre-written conversation starters, and so not only is that, you know, a learning piece for, you know, seeing through somebody else's or like being in somebody else's shoes, but it's also just like academic learning as well.
Yeah, it was great. Those questions, you know, we had help from teachers with those
Mhm.
questions, and we've had teachers coming up with extra teaching material, which is going to be on the website as well for schools to kind of download and stuff. And I don't know if I
Mhm.
told you this story, and I'll tell it again because I know there's people out there that haven't heard it. Sue, the illustrator, who is also a teacher,
Mhm.
and she just won an award. Actually, she won Teacher of the Year in her kind of local area a few weeks ago. But she just before the book came out officially, they did a lesson with 9 and 10-year-olds in her school, and they went through the questions, went through the book. The kids all loved the book, and they were going through the questions, and they were all answering the questions. And then at the end, one of the class raised their hand and said, "Oh, what's Braille?" So the teacher said, you know, who knows what Braille is? And only one person knew out of the full classroom what Braille was. So they then brought up the Braille alphabet on the whiteboard, and then all the kids then started writing letters
Mhm.
to Austin in Braille.
That's awesome.
And when I got told that, I really got goosebumps, and I got quite emotional. And it was, you know, just hearing that just shows what these books can actually do, and the education these books can raise. And what I really love is that the fact that kids are really adaptable, as you know. They learn really, really quickly. They learn a lot quicker than adults do. And the misconceptions that we all know of about low vision and blindness that are out there, these kids through this book will get it very, very quickly. And then they will go back and educate their parents.
Mhm.
And that's a really powerful thing and a way to do it, especially through the poetry. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. I've been receiving messages, especially the last few days, because people in the UK have been receiving the books. And I'm just about to say this, and I'm already getting emotional. I had a message from one of my followers here in the UK, who lives about 30 miles away from me, and she has a son who's about Austin's age, and he's got RP, and he's quite advanced with it. And he got his book today, and he opened it, and he said he wanted to call me. So he called me. He called me through. I'm not even told you this, Barry.
No.
So he video called me through. He was called Jack. He is, and he called me through Facebook. God, I'm getting emotional. He called me through Facebook, and me and Austin were there when he called, and Austin was chatting away to him, being his confident self, and asking him how much he enjoyed the book and everything else. And we introduced him to Chris, my guide dog, who's obviously Joe in the stories. And then after the call, we said goodbye, and he messaged me, and he said that his grandpa, who also has RP, who has no sight whatsoever now, was coming round to read the book, and Jack was going to read the book, and he was going to read the image descriptions, because on each illustration there's image descriptions underneath each illustration, and he was going to read the image descriptions to his grandpa and be able to enjoy the book with him, and that was just incredible.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah,
That
just
is awesome.
And you know, I'm getting messages. I had a message from someone in Colorado today who's just ordered the book for their 2 boys. One of them's 1 and the other one's 4, and both of them have got RP. And so yeah, it's just, we need to keep telling people about these stories, and you know, people like yourself really help with that. So yeah, very proud.
Well, so also for some of my kids, they're because I'm in the middle school, so they're like 10 to 12. So they're at the age when, if they feel like they're different, that's when the emotional piece comes in like hard. And a lot of kids develop depression. And so being able to talk about stuff is really important. But also this book is going to be some of my kids' first introduction to blindness. Like there's no, at my school, there are 0 visually impaired kids. There's one kid who has hearing aids. Because I'm at a small country town, you know, we don't have a lot of services here. So when you need extra services, this isn't where you come. And so I'm excited for that inclusion piece, because in the real world, they are going to experience that. And what are they going to do when that happens? You know, if that's their first experience, I'm excited for it. So
book 2, which I just finished writing literally a couple of days ago. I'm not going to kind of go into it that much, but Austin's going to be in the background in this second story, and it's going to talk about wheelchair use, and there's going to be a character that's going to come into it that's going to not just give children who use wheelchairs a character that they can relate to, but also really kind of not just break down, but smash some of the misconceptions out there about it, and about these children as well. And I've done it in a really kind of a really different way, and I can't wait to share share this this second story with the world, because it's really going to. I think you probably know I wrote the first 6 books of Austin's Amazing Adventures in one night. But this one I've just finished, I've chosen that to be the second book, because it really shows the true potential of actually how you can have this world that the stories are set in, where you've got, you know, many different children with different challenges that they face, and we can normalize those things through the poetry, which is what these stories are all about and what makes them so unique and so important. So yeah, I can't wait to share these with you, or the second book with you.
Well, I'm babysitting 3 kids on Thursday, and they are obsessed with reading, and they ask so many good questions. So I might take a video of.
Oh, that's sweet.
And send it.
And I'm also going to put a little offer out to you, Bailey, as well, with your school. If I want to come to your school and do a talk on the books, that would be great to do that. But if in the meantime, if you want me to do anything virtual with them and come in via Zoom or whatever into the classroom and do a reading, then I'd love to do that with you.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, and I can spread that word too. I know people at the elementary schools in my district too. So
yeah, absolutely,
that could be great. Yeah,
I've got to ask you as well. Hopes for this year. What are your hopes, personally, or any goals?
One of mine, it's really big and broad, but is to listen more and talk less. Yeah, and because I know it's kind of crazy. It's just because being around family that I love so much, everybody's opinionated, and right now, especially in the world, I feel like most people share what they think or overshare what they think.
Right.
Yeah, the loudest person wins, and nobody likes to listen to opinions anymore, and so I just think it's really important. Maybe listen to perspective, and you might learn a little bit. So,
do you know what mine is?
What's yours?
Sing with you.
Sing. Oh, well, we can do that. I'm adding that to my list.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
singing.
We've been meaning to get it done for a while now. I'm going to be out there. We're going to get it done. Me and you are going to share a stage.
That's
That's
right.
a dream. That's a dream.
The questions, you got to figure that venue out. You know,
Yeah,
we were talking about maybe doing something in Las Vegas. What was that venue we were talking about? I don't know if we go into the details, but maybe that
It's a
could be
bit
the
far
place.
from Bailey. It's a bit far from Bailey.
No, it's not. That's not that far.
I never been to Vegas, so
No, we were talking about doing something in Vegas with some great people, more, stage music. So, hey, maybe that could
that'd be
be
fun.
the,
Yep.
that opportunity.
I want to do something with Bailey in Nashville.
Nashville.
Oh, yeah, music capital.
Absolutely. We've got people there.
Yep.
I'd go. That's a good place.
By the way, Vegas is closer to Bailey than Nashville.
Is
Is it really?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Closest
Yeah.
would be Dallas or Houston.
Yeah,
New Orleans. How about New Orleans? That's like my number one
pretty
destination.
that's not too far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not
We'll
too
make it
far.
happen somehow.
We will.
Yeah, we actually have a good friend of ours, as far as from the Sightwalks community, who actually joins. He comes on monthly to Diane's Sightwalk support group, and he lives in New Orleans, and I'm sure he would love to host us.
Yeah, I'd love to. It's my number one kind of destination that I want to go to in the States.
And guess what, guys? I've never been to New Orleans.
Well, there you go. We should do that together.
We should. We definitely should. So awesome. Thank you so much, Bailey, for coming on. Great to see you.
Yes. Thank y'all for
Wishing you the
having
best.
me. Yes, you
Give my
too.
love to the family.
Wishing you the best. Good
I
and
will.
good, and good luck tomorrow as the students come back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'm sending Bailey back now as an attendee. See ya later. Let's see if it goes. There it goes. All right.
Okay, I want to get somebody else on, but while we're waiting for someone to raise their hand,
I just want to say a quick shout out to our good friend Derek up in the Providence, Boston area. Who is
Derek there?
He is on. He is.
Oh wow! I want to say hi to Derek at some point. If Derek, I'd love to hear from Derek. Not heard from him for a little while.
That's why I'm giving him a shout out.
Cool. Before we get whoever it's going to be, whether it's going to be Derek or somebody else, I want to share another piece of poetry. And the reason why I want to share this one, I spoke at the beginning about I wanted to share some of my favorites from last year that I've wrote. And this one has got a special place in my heart because I read it towards the end of the year, and it had such a kind of powerful response from the people on here. And also, Barry, you gave it its title.
I did. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know exactly. So I'm going to read you this one, entitled by Barry himself. This one's called The Journey.
The Journey.
If you think that being blind means that I cannot see your face, or that once where perfect vision was, now suddenly no trace, then maybe you'll be surprised to learn of fading sight, of sunshine's glare and stranger's stare. It's not all black and white. The eyes are complicated things, and so is the way we see. Just because there's little left, it doesn't mean that I'm not me. But it's hard to see my struggles when there's just no outward sign, for this blindness is invisible by its hereditary design. The effects are more internal. It's a drain on mental health. My head is full of anxious thoughts. My pride is on the shelf. The simple things I used to do these days are tougher test, but I see some things much clearer since my vision's headed west. For blindness taught me things I wished I'd known for many years. It's given me the strength to tell the world about my fears. Will I become a burden? How in future will I cope? When little left has disappeared, will I still see there's hope? Will my children be affected, destined to pick up this cane? Will they face these misconceptions? Will their struggles be the same? It's these questions that inspire me to change how we're perceived. For now, I'm thriving blind, and this blind poet will succeed. But without you reading this, my story's lost inside of me. It's why I chose to write it down in verse and poetry, in the hope that this message resonates and stirs within your soul. To be a voice for others, that has always been my goal. So if my 2 cents has made some sense and left you knowing more of what someone like me can face to step outside my door, please share this with your friends in hope this poem will erase the challenges that those like me each day now have to face. Yeah.
Now everyone knows why it's called The Journey.
Yeah.
It's
It
really
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Sedona Dave actually who came on and said it really kind of it kind of, you know, talks about everything, and I think that's when you coined it.
Yep. I had a nice conversation with Sedona Dave earlier today, and he is back in Sedona. He was waiting for the
little
holidays.
place on the list for this year. I need to
Yeah,
get
it is. I to be honest with you, I feel Sedona calling me. I
me
was
too.
supposed to be on the road this week. Well, I was supposed to be in Las Vegas today.
Mhm.
I was supposed to attend a conference, and unfortunately, due to my cold, if people can hear, I've had to postpone and sit this one out, as they say. So it's it's tough. I don't like canceling trips, but it left me no option.
Okay.
So
Have we got someone with a hand raised yet? Who's coming on? We've only
let me
got
take a
little
look.
bit of time.
I want to
Raise your hand now. We've not got long left, so we want to have as many people on as possible in the next kind of 10 minutes.
I don't have a hand up right now, but if it's okay, I want to share with everyone a nice photo that I just found.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take a look. And
Do you image describe it?
yeah, I will definitely do that. All right, let me know when you see that photo up there.
Oh wow! Oh my God! This is the first time I'm seeing this.
Yes. So when Dave was here in the U.S. a few weeks ago already, feels like Derek's going to come on here in just a moment, but I just want to talk about this photo.
Right.
So when Dave was here in the U.S. Last was December. Yes,
Yeah.
December. Yep. I see.
Mhm.
Anyway, we did an incredible photo shoot, and part of the photo shoot included Austin's amazing adventures, and wanted to share with everyone. Like we said before, this is a platform. This is a place where we like to share things first with this audience before it goes live to the public. And this is one of the incredible photos that was captured on that wonderful day.
Wow.
We captured like around 3,600 total photos from the photo shoot. Narrowed it down to 766 photos.
Yeah.
And we're now going to go ahead and further narrow it down. So
yeah.
just
You
wanted
need
to
to
share
send me
that.
that.
So
Send me
anyway,
that
so that photo that I just shared is Dave proudly smiling, wearing a suit and holding Austin's Amazing Adventures, with the front cover being,
I'm cuddling Austin's Amazing Adventures. I've got a kind of, I've got my arms wrapped around it like I love it, like I do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Derek is coming on as we speak and will be with us momentarily. We'll bring him on here. Derek, I just need you to unmute yourself. There he is.
Is that working?
It is. Here he is.
Friend, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
I literally just got home. I was in the shower. I had you on. I had some time to finally tune in. And I heard my name. I was like, oh, crap. I'm like getting out of the shower. I'm trying.
Sorry to put the pressure on you.
That's all right.
It's good. It's good to hear from you, my friend. I was actually, I kind of reshare our story at every kind of opportunity, and I've been thinking a lot about Providence, Rhode Island, and I can't wait to get back there and us to kind of get back together and have a beer.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to that. I know times are crazy right now, but once you get the chance to come on down, I'll definitely meet up with you.
Yeah, listen, I would have loved to have got there, in December, but it literally was like 10 days of absolute madness of trying to fit in as much as possible within a very kind of short time frame with events and meetings and things like that. But if we'd had a bit more time, definitely would have been on my stop. But yeah, I'm hoping to be back very soon.
I hope so. Too, I want to say congratulations on the children's book too. I've caught a glimpse of it through my wife's Facebook. Obviously, I don't have it; she's friends with you, but I
Sure.
always check up on the page, and I saw it, so I wanted to say congratulations on that. It's a really cool thing you did with that.
Yeah, thank you. It's we're having moments all the time with it. Recently we're getting messages and seeing the impact. I was on TV here in the UK. The news covered it literally just before Christmas. We've not even spoke about that on Team Poetry Tonight so far. But yeah, the news covered it. They did a lovely piece, which I'm sure we can. If we have time, we can maybe play it. I don't know. If not, I'll have it kind of ready for next week. But yeah, it was a lovely piece. It was funny. We were watching the news when it was on, and it was all kind of doom and gloom, as the world is at the moment. And this piece came on towards the end, and it kind of really made people smile. So it was lovely to kind of have that and see that.
That's cool. That's good. And I just want to say too, Dave, I've never really said it, and obviously we know the story because you're the first person I ever met with RP. And I was only diagnosed a few years ago, and literally within 3 days of being diagnosed, you come to Little Rhode Island, and how I was able to go and meet up. It was pretty cool. But I actually tell that story to a lot of people too, because I'm still hesitant sometimes to let people know about the issue I have, if you want to call it that. And when people do ask, I break it down to them, and it's hard to explain sometimes. But I always kind of go back and I find that clip where I think you were in DC. I don't know exactly where you were, but you were on the news and they were talking about your first book tour, and they're asking like, what was one of your more memorable experiences? Not that you've had better or not more. Is you brought up mine, and I kind of showed people that it kind of opens up their eyes to saying, oh, I never even knew this was, like a thing, RP. They just thought, people were just born blind and that was it. It wasn't like a gradual genetic thing. So it's nice how the way it happened. And I just wanted to say thank you for that, and Barry for making that happen. I never really got the chance to do that. So,
thank you. You came, you were the one that, that kind of sparked that by actually being there. And it was just a real moment and a real, as I said, a real highlight of the trip. And as I've always said, I'm always here. So this is a process, as it still is for me. And anytime you want to reach out, please do.
Absolutely, I will.
And the beard's looking wicked, by the way. I'm loving the beard.
Oh yeah, that's another. Yeah, I don't have time to come on this show. I don't have time to go get a haircut.
You're looking great. You're looking great.
In poetry, thank you.
You're welcome.
Dave Steele. My wife says hi, Dave.
Oh, tell her I said hi too. Hopefully we'll get to meet soon. I'll come out.
Absolutely. Let me know when you're coming down.
We got to. You're a Red Sox fan?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything. So we got to get Dave up to Fenway. That would be nice.
There we go.
Yeah, that'd be great. I
love
that. Absolutely.
Sounds good.
All right. Awesome. Take care.
You too, guys. Happy New Year.
You Happy New Year to you. Thank you. Thank you, Derek. Bye-bye. So, yeah, it's great. Always great to hear from Derek. One of my, it is a special story how that connection we created. That really, really nice.
I'll quickly tell it again for those people that don't know. So when we were in Rhode Island as part of my first US book tour, and we're at Rhode Island College and doing a session in the afternoon, session in the evening, and it was like an hour presentation of me talking, reading poetry, telling my story. And all the way through the first session, I kind of spot this guy who just kind of looks out of place, got a high-vis jacket on, just kind of stands out. It was something about him was drawing my attention. He was looking over at me. And eventually when I'm doing the book signings, he comes up and introduces himself and tells me that he's just been diagnosed with RP. And initially I kind of stopped what I was doing, stopped signing books, took him to the side, and he started to tell me his story and how he'd been for an eye exam, and they told him about this thing called RP, and he didn't know what it was, and he kind of went back to research it, found some of my poetry, and it kind of resonated with him. And then he was in work that day, and his wife called him, and she said, "You're not going to believe this, but Dave Steele's in America." And not only is he in America, he's in Rhode Island. And Derek walked straight out of his work and came straight to see me. And tell him that story every single time, as it does with you, Barry, gives me goosebumps, because right time, right place, right words, which is what we are all about.
It's yeah. I mean, it really that story, that way it played out, is something you just cannot have, created in Hollywood. The way it played out, it just is so meant for everything's meant for a reason.
Yeah, so. And it's cool. It's really cool. And the fact that Derek, as he says there, uses that story as well, and the news clip from
that made me very happy to hear that also. Really made me very happy.
It's nice that it's still being told, and he's using it as well to kind of explain to people. So that's great.
Just want to share one more picture before we have you read it.
Well,
so I'll let you.
Great.
I will. These are still the drafts, the proofs, and there's some editing that needs to be done. But in this photo here that we have, it's Dave again in his suit with turtleneck, and he is reading, sitting at a desk reading through the book. And
I do love the turtleneck.
It looks like he's on page 10, and the illustration has Austin putting his hands over his eyes. So it's and I have a copy of the book right here in front of me as well. So yeah, just wanted to share that photo, and you'll start seeing more of these, and plus some additional incredible photos that Dave was part of in the coming days.
Yeah.
So, exciting times. So big announcements coming, and just want to welcome those individuals who came on a little late this afternoon / evening, or maybe morning.
Got some stuff going on in the chat here.
Yeah. So looks like Otis. Anybody here work with blind students in public school? Well, that's a great question. We definitely, I would say the answer is yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Maria, as well. Touching story. Yep. Yeah, I mean, maybe Otis, if you want to reach out,
we can connect you.
Yeah, absolutely. So Otis, maybe you want to send an email to Bari, BARI, at thelowvisionshop.com. I'm happy to take that conversation offline. And yeah, thank you, Otis. So it's Bari, BARI. Here, I'll put it in the chat here. I'm going to respond, Bari, at thelowvisionshop.com. I look forward to receiving your email and go from there. Okay, Dave, we're getting close here. Wow, I can't believe it's been an hour that's gone by. That's literally flown by. Again, I want to apologize to everyone that I have my camera off this afternoon, evening. I am under the weather, and I decided that I'm going to be incognito this evening, and I'll hand over the reins to you, Dave. Again, it's great to see everyone back. Regulars, new faces. If you enjoy TM Poetry, help us spread the word. This community is growing, and with your help. So thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you with a piece of poetry that I wrote literally just a few days ago, and has had a bit of a big reaction online. For those people that are new, if you want to continue to follow everything on social media, you can go to theblindpoet.net, and all the links to social media are on there. But don't forget, as I said right at the beginning, if you haven't got your copy of Austin's Amazing Adventures yet, go and order one and donate one to your local school. Help me get them into the schools, because that's where we're going to make the biggest impact, as we're already doing with the ones that are using it already. In fact, my son Austin's school, one of the teachers in there has just started doing a 6-week topic, all on Austin's Amazing Adventures. So they're doing a lesson for 6 weeks on the book, which is going to be incredible to see the results of that. But yeah, this piece of poetry really kind of says a lot of the stuff that a lot of people like Derek kind of deal with, that I certainly do, about the misconceptions and a lot of the things that we're going to try and break down. So here we go. Sometimes you'll see me walking down the street without my cane. It doesn't mean I'm lying about how much sight remains. I've been accused of faking, being blind by those who see, the way I'm looking back at them when they look right at me. But being blind ain't always seeing nothing. There are shades to how much we can see or not as vision slowly fades. But people need to know this. They still think they still think that we lack the sight to use our phones, and all we ever see is black. So I have vowed to change this. I'll write about the way this lack of education makes so many lose their way. I've stayed home when I shouldn't, made excuses down to fear. I felt ashamed of my white cane because of things I hear. But now I'm more adapted. I'm comfy in my skin. Although I'm losing more of sight, won't let the blindness win.
That is for sure. That is for sure. Awesome as always. Thank you so much, Dave. And I want to thank everyone for joining us, starting off 22 bold, and being here with us. Look forward to next week returning, and yeah, it's been great stuff. So wishing everyone, if it's still afternoon or morning or evening, have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, all the above, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And
same time, same place.
Same time, same place. And everyone, wishing everyone good health, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching Tea and Poetry, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Join us live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK. A big thank you to our sponsors, the Lanny D. Chesapeake Lighthouse and the Low Vision Shop. If you enjoyed Tea and Poetry, please invite a friend, like, share, and subscribe.